Switch over to the camera.
Give me a sec. Okay. We need to refresh. There we go. Hey everybody, this is Jeanette with Backroom Creations. Thank you for stopping by. Tonight we're going to do something a little different. I had forgotten. I got all kinds of gadgets screaming at me. Hold on a sec here. Ah, that's better. I forgot I muted the TV, but I forgot to mute my phone. So, I'm Jeanette from Backroom Creations. Tonight we're going to do something a little different. I kind of get bored a little bit with just making a wreath. So, we're going to make something with a grapevine wreath and a wire wreath. Now what I have done is I've actually broke it. So you take out 2 sections. Now a lot of people will leave, they take off the full 2 sections. I made some of these last summer and I sold a couple, and I found out that if I leave the middle 2 wires, it helps to dig into the grapevine. So after you take off, and I'll put it together so you can kind of see. So you're going to cut 2 sections, but you're going to leave the 2 middle wires about an inch, inch and a half. Doesn't have to be real long. And we're going to bend it just a tad. So this part you don't need anymore. Go ahead and pin down, honey. So we'll get going down here. You're going to need some zip ties. I don't know why I have like 3 containers of some that are all different sizes. I always grab the big ones. Okay, so tonight you're going to need, now I've already cut my mesh, but you're going to need a mat. You're going to need a rotary cutter. I just have a Fiskars, and you can get new blades when it gets dull. Those are really the basics you need when you want to make a wreath. You can use scissors and a ruler, but you can pick up a smaller mat at like Walmart for like $10 or $12, and my rotary cutter was, I don't know, maybe $15. You can get more expensive ones that you hold a little bit different, that have a handle on it, you know, depending on you know, what you prefer. So, and then, yeah, that's the basics of making a wreath. So, I'll show you the mesh. So we're going to use this poly jute mesh with the green, white, and red foil in it. It's cut 25 inches, and we're going to do just straight out ruffles tonight. I think that this is really a stiff mesh, so if you're looking for something kind of soft, it's not what you want to do. And then we have our new sign that I designed. Lori Furnell is actually the artist, but I bought some clip art. It's an 8x8 sign, and this is also in the shop. And then I always just grab some things. I never know what all I'm going to use. So I have a little gingerbread man here. He's holding a cute little cupcake. I got him from Craft Outlet. And then I have a big gingerbread man. I don't know if he's going to go on the wreath or not, but I got him out just to see. Now you can see behind me I've already made the bow, because I take a little bit longer to make bows. If you ever guys want me to make a bow on the live, and you know, if you're new, and I still struggle a little bit with my bows, but I've been more than willing to help you. So we're going to use 3 ribbons. We're not going to have ribbon tails this time. So it's a little bit something different, and I'll show you as we get along, but we're going to use, this is a gingerbread ribbon. Now he is on a satin, which is fine for what I'm going to do tonight. I prefer a linen or a canvas. Take out a stick pin here. This is a canvas ribbon from Craft Outlet, I think. Craft Outlet or DECO Exchange. It's got some glitter, little dots on it. Y'all know I love my glitter. This one's just it's got a little gingham edge to it, but it's Christmas with the red and the green. So we're going to use these 3 in our wreath. Okay. That's that. If you wouldn't mind,
should have been showing that to the other camera. We're doing both.
Well, we're doing both, yeah. So if you wouldn't mind spreading the love. We're YouTube. We're sharing. So, are we down here, honey? Okay. So what we're going to do is, you're going to bend it just a tad. You're not going to bend it too far, or else you'll get it all wonky. And then we're just going to put it in, find a good spot. These grapevines are a little loose for this one. Now, this isn't going to hold it in by itself. So, but that kind of gives it something to grab onto. So what you want to do is you want your connector part on the back side. It doesn't really matter, but that's just how I prefer to do it. So you're going to come up between the first and the second wires, and then you're going to go back down between the third and the fourth wires. Hold that on there and flip it over. You're going to tighten that down and get rid of your extra. Okay? So see how that's not going anywhere. Okay, so now we're going to come around here to our end. And it's a little bit, got to kind of pull on it to get it to go in the spot. But you'll see why we need the zip ties so much, is that you're pulling on the wire frame. Come on, go in there. There we go. And then back down. Weren't too close?
No.
Okay. There is 9 pipe cleaners on what's left of the wireframe. I put one at the crossbars, and then one in the middle of each section. So each section, you have one at the crossbar, one at the crossbar, one in the middle. So then we have 9. Still got a tag on here. Grapevines are messy, so if you're doing it on your dining room table, you might want to give you a little something to protect it. Now, that's not going anywhere, but I do like to put a third one. You just never know. That pipe cleaner moved. You just never know when something's gonna break on you, so at least you'll have. Hopefully these don't break. There we go. Okay. So you use three zip ties, 9 pipe cleaners, and a partridge in a pear tree. Okay. Clean up this mess a little bit. I'm a clean as you go. Sometimes. Sometimes I just wreak havoc in my craft room and go to bed. Okay, so we have all our ties here. Okay. Then we're going to get our 25-inch mesh. Now, if you were doing this with a thinner mesh, I would suggest that you go 30, 32, just because this one is a poly jute. I mean, yeah, you can see through it, but it's pretty stiff, and when it gets into a ruffle, it's pretty not see-through. So if you're using something thinner, I suggest you go a little bit longer. So we're not doing a woodland ruffle. We're just doing a regular. And this is fun. I burnt my finger earlier, so I'm trying to not do it with that index finger. I even have my little silicone finger thingies on, but I just happened to grab it with the wrong finger. So we made our big butterfly. You'll see as we get now, you can put these in up or you can put them in down. I prefer down. So you can start at the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter which one. And these are going to overlap each other. There's a way I still need them. If you are really good at tying these, you could probably use a half a pipe cleaner. I just prefer to use a big one. So what you're going to do is, here's your 2 ends. You're just going to kind of pull them over on themselves. It makes a nice big ruffle. That kind of helps with the fraying also as well. So we'll have 9 of these. I'm doing all the same color. You could do it in different colors, like we do in other wreaths where we alternate. Really, is everything that we do is dependent upon your liking. Just because I say to do it one way doesn't mean you have to do it that way. Take a foundation of a method and run with it. You do you. My husband says it all the time. You do you. So I'm not going to stand these up against each other, you know, like we normally do. They're going to lay over on top of each other. Hi, Lynn. How are you? There's an echo.
That's all.
Okay. Is there still an echo? You let me know, Lynn. Oh, that hurts. So we're just going to keep on going down our... I forgot how fun this one is, because it's just something so different that you don't see a whole lot. Remember, don't cut off your pipe cleaners all the way down to the bare bones, because if for some reason you would have to do a fixing, they're not real fun to do. Now when you get closer, they will stand up on each other, because you can't really get this one down underneath, so they will stand up a little bit. It's fixed. Oh, that's good. Lynn, I forget, where are you from? See, there's about how much I leave on mine, and then I just bend them over. Wisconsin. 2 of my stepdaughters live in Wisconsin. They're by Madison. So if it flips up on you, you don't like it, curl it down. You do it however you want to. I like that to lay down a little bit. Yeah, if you're coming in, say hi. Let us know where you're from, how hot your weather is. I know not Arkansas, Arizona was scalding hot. I'm in Ohio. I love Christmas colors. I love non-traditional. Where did I get this mesh? Oh, I've had this one a while. I believe it was Craft Outlet. If you want the number, what you can do, Lynn, is I'm going to give you a number, and if you just type it in your Google, it'll tell you everywhere that you can buy it. It's a natural lime red and white, and the item number for it is RY8016, A as in apple 6. So if you type that number in Google, it's going to let you know where you can buy it. I'm going to put it in there. Hubby's going to put it in the comments so you can write it down. If you guys ever want to know where I get something, and I don't know right at the live, send me a message. I'll look it up for you. I've gotten to where the point now where, since I started doing lives, everything that I order now I write on. I write how much it is and where it came from. Not that you can't get things from a lot of different places. I know I didn't get it from my wholesaler, because I had it since the very beginning. They started selling Christmas, so. There you go, Lynn. My husband put, is that the whole number? He put the item number in the comments there. I think he missed a number though. He's going to redo it. So I thought I read an extra number or so. I'm just kind of messing with this, getting it delayed the way I want it to lay. Like I said, you can have them flipped up or however you want. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you wouldn't mind doing so, that way it'll alert you when I'm going live or if we post a new video. The light really glistens off of this. And I have what I call as recipe cards. I always write down in my lives everything I use. That way if somebody does ask me, I know the item number of what ribbons or mesh that I used. Okay. There, he's got the right one. Just walk it down through the middle. Try to stay in the middle. Luckily, this one's got foil right down the middle, so I can just go up it. The thing, too, I love about the poly jute mesh is it, doesn't fray as much as just regular mesh. I found out very quickly that it's always good to buy quality supplies. You try to chintz on the supplies, you just will not get the effect that you want. I do not care for Joann Fabrics mesh. I have bought some to use as a base, but I don't prefer to use theirs for much of anything else. Especially the ombre, which is the colors that fade into one another. That frays super bad. Aw, that's so nice. I like little gingerbread girls and boys. I think they're just so cute. I have certain things I do in my house. I've actually started letting my grandchildren decorate my tree. I put the ribbon on and I put gold beads on it, and then I give them all the ornaments to put on. The little one likes to put the little drums and bells on. Okay, so we've got all, see how we've got all of this on. So, oops, missed one. So nice and pretty. Now I just made a mistake. I realized that I shouldn't have cut those off. See, it's been a long time since I made this. So when you make mistakes, you just go on and do something else. So how we're not going to do ribbon tails. How we're going to put our ribbon on, that one will make cut. So we're going to start, let's see if I can get all three on here. Okay, so we're going to start at the top. Oh, he's backwards. Okay. There we go. So I'm not going to dovetail or chevron anything right now, but I'm going to make about an 8-inch, and then I have all three in my hand, just like that. So I've got them in the wrong order. There we go. Now, I've used my other wreaths, I used 2 1.5 and 1 2.5. I'm flipping it this way this time because I wanted to use my gingerbread and this green with the red because it sparkles. So we got our 1.5 right in the middle. Since I cut the pipe cleaners off. Normally you would leave your pipe cleaners not cut off. And we're going to attach it. See if I can bend that up. No, I don't want to bend that up. We're going to attach it to our top pipe cleaner that I used in the very beginning. Let's see how I want to do this. Me and my goofs. I cannot go through a live without making a goof. I know what I'm going to do. We're going to do something a little bit different. This is a very large, how big is it? So it's about 5.5 inches. It's a upholstery needle. So we're going to take our pipe cleaners and get them on here. And you can put your pipe cleaner in there, or wire. I use it for wire too when I'm doing my signs. It's awesome. Just feed it through. Don't have your hands sticking under the bottom there. And it just feeds through. You can go straight through mesh. You can go through grapevines, especially when you're doing a DECO mesh wreath and you need to go through all of the mesh. It's great. I use a little plastic one too sometimes. It kind of depends. This one's nice and long, so if you have to go through a bunch of stuff. Grapevines make a mess every time I move this. So see there? Now it looks like I didn't even cut off my ties. So what we're going to do, instead of having ribbon tails, we're just going to go ahead and make our chevrons. Always make sure that you're cutting on the fold. You fold it in half. You're going to cut upwards. Now, how far you cut upwards will be how deep your chevron will be. I kind of like them a little deep, so my angle's a little big. So what you're going to do is you want to see all 3 ribbons.
Becky too.
Hi, Becky. Becky knows what this looks like because she bought one of mine. So you're going to take all 3 ribbons, and you just want to make like a poof, like you do on a wreath. And I'd say that's about almost 12 inches. And where you connect it is up to you. So if you want to go from little, like make little poofs from every single tie, that's totally up to you. I'm going to go about probably every other tie or every 3rd tie. So the idea is once you get this connected, you're going to make it come out like this, and you're going to see all 3 ribbons. Okay? I go back to the doctor September 3rd. I was in giving Lindy her wreath the other day, but you weren't there. Okay. So now I'm just going to feed this down. Sometimes grapevine are a little persnickety, even though this one's not very deep. Go. Aw, you were at lunch. I'm sorry. Do you miss me? Lynn, I've been on leave of absence for a few weeks. Becky works with me. Okay, so now see we've got about a 12-inch poof, and I went over to the 3rd one, and you'll want to go in and then over to the inside if you want. She said, oh my God, Jess. Makes you feel a little appreciated when you're not been at work and people miss you. So see how you can see all 3? So we're going to twist this, make sure your right sides are up, because sometimes you can't really tell, but there's usually a little bit of difference from your right side and your back side. Okay. So we're going to make about another 12 inches. And just pinch it like you do a bow. I kind of make sure that they're going to lay right. And it doesn't matter where, like if you put them in or out, or if you want to go back and forth. Yeah, we're gonna go back and forth. It's kind of like, you know, what plan you have with your wreath. Are you gonna put a sign in it? How big is your bow? So a lot depends on your design, where you put everything in your wreath. Me, I won't say there's no wrong way, but it's really, really up to you. Just make sure when you're pulling everything through. Like I said, had I not cut off my ties, this would have been a little bit easier, but we'll get through it. I'm just connecting it on the back. Okay. Then take some more. Like I said, you can do this. You can really do this with whatever size, you know, ribbon you want. I tend to put, you know, have a different one in the middle. My other ones I did with, you know, like I said, the 1.5, 2 1.5s and 1 2.5. I actually didn't buy that much 1.5 Christmas yet as I was looking through this. So, kind of look at it and see how you want it to go. See. Hitting a tree. There we go. And this wreath really doesn't take a whole lot of time when you get everything set up and not cut up your ties. Just don't poke yourself. Don't put your hand underneath there when you're, if you use a needle. They do make those little plastic needles that you can use. Oops. I'm about to tie my ribbon the wrong way. There we go. So we're down to the last one, so I'll have one little loop at the very end. Yep, right here. Then don't forget, don't cut it off right now. Kind of make your same loop the same height. But don't cut it off, because remember, you want to make a tail at this end just like we did at the other end. Okay, last one. There we go. If you have any friends, invite them over to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get our channel to grow. As soon as I get 100 subscribers, I'll be able to get my own URL and I can post it better. You won't have to have so many numbers after it. And okay, so here's our last little poof. that bad boy up so I don't step on it. Okay, so I'm going to cut off our tails here. About 8 inches. And make your chevrons, dovetails, whatever you want to call them. Messy, messy, messy.
You don't seem like we should call for the turkey breed.
Text me later, Becky. Or message me. My work phone's on, but I don't always look at it. Alright. This is a little broom I have hanging here. It is a lifesaver. Some people use a little whisker dry thing. Swiffer. Okay. So see how we can see all of our ribbons here. If you have problems not having your ribbons stay, you can take and put a little piece of glue and then glue it together and do the same on over here to make sure that your ribbons are staying where you want them. That's a little tip I learned. So, here's what we have so far. I think this is so pretty. Okay, so like I said, I've already made my ribbon for my bow. So I used this green ribbon that I have here with the red dots, and I also used the middle one. I did not use the gingerbread because he's a satin ribbon, and I prefer not to use satin in my bows. They don't hold their shape as well for a bow. Oh, I'm gonna need my needle again. So, you know, if you wanted to put a big bow up here with lots of tails, you could do that. My tails are about anywhere from 10 to 12 inches this time. So we're going to put our bow on down here at the very bottom. Let's see. Go through the grapevine. Do our other side. So where you put your bow at is really up to you. I tend to put mine at the bottom most of the time. I put quite a lot of ribbons in this one. I usually don't put quite as many. But with it being Christmas, you know, you just want to see a lot. I did, these are started with 6-inch loops. It's the 2-1-2 method. If you don't know what that means, just search 2-1-2. Basically, it's your first ribbons, 2 loops on each side, then it's 1, then it's 2, and then you do the same thing with your 1.5 inch, it's 2-1-2. So we got a lot of ribbon in this bow, a lot of sparkle. Yay! Okay, so there's our bow. And I just curled my tails. You just take your finger and go like this. And it will curl. Sit it up here. It'll curl your ribbon tails under. So like I said, you can put your bow up here and have a lot of long tails hanging down. So now we need to decide what all we're going to put in it. I don't know that he might sit in there. Or I might just do the sign. What do you think, guys? I think if I put the big one in there, he's going to hide my sign a little bit. Have him sit in the middle. It's an 8-inch square sign. We could put him in the middle there if we want. What do you guys think? You like the gingerbread man? Huh? Not the sign? Just the gingerbread man? Or do you want to do both? No sign, too much? Okay. Alright, so we'll attach our... You love the sign? Well, you know, you could do both. I mean... I know what we could do. We'll do the sign and the small one. How's that? So we'll do the sign and a small gingerbread man. We'll find a place for him. He's actually an ornament, so I gotta cut his string off. There we go. So this is one of our signs. And if you order it, and if you, oh, that's not my Beadsmith. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Okay. So I can punch holes in your signs. If you order them, it's just a very small hole. This is a Beadsmith. You can get them. I got mine on Amazon.
You and Becky all agree, sign in the small gingerbread.
Yeah. I think the big one was just a little too much.
Yeah, you better use that sign.
Oh, Floyd said I better use the sign. I had him make it last week and I decided not to use it. But I told everybody I'd use it this week. So that, and you can't even barely see it, but it fits the 26 gauge wire. If I can hit the hole. There we go. Yes, I have hit myself when I'm doing that too. So we'll put, we don't need very long wire. I always cut my wire too long. So I gotta decide what I'm gonna do next time. I'm gonna try and do 2 or 3 lives until I go back to work. Is there anything, Lane, you've been staying with me the last few times. Is there anything that you want to see? This little wire is really thin and it hurts really bad if you run it up underneath your fingernail. But it's real thin so you don't see it in your sign either. It's real good to attach stuffed animals. Nothing that you can think of? Okay. If you think of something, you can always send me a message on our Backroom Creations Facebook. We check it all the time. Everybody's always asking me message. Those who, I had a lady today that was sending me quite a few messages. She bought one of my kits. She wanted to make sure she was doing it right. Every kit that I do sell, I have a YouTube video of. So you can make it along with the video and stop it, start it. You need Christmas swags. Well, I was getting ready to order some, Becky. Measure your windows and tell me how many you need and how big they are, okay? I probably didn't need to cut that one, but oh well. So we're just going to run these down through the grapevine, if they'll go through without. So like I said, this is just 26 gauge. Nope, use my needle. This is usually what I use my needle for, is the wire. I'll send you pictures, Becky, of the swags I can get from my wholesaler. They have some different ones. Okay. That won't come out. Almost could have put my holes down further to get the sign to stay off the edge there. Becky's got brass for her wind chimes. Like I said, I always cut too much wire, but oh well. Okay, so let's see where we can put. So this one isn't sitting, well, it's just at the very edge of the grapevine, so we'll attach it down there. Don't stick your hand underneath there, that'd be a bad deal. So we got this one hanging out here in mid space, but this wire is so thin you will hardly see it. We'll have to decide where we're going to put our little gingerbread man. Jeez. Here's our sign. I will fiddle to the bow till I put this away. I always want my loops nice and pretty. Okay. What'd I do with the little guy? He's still on the table? I'll set him somewhere. I'll find him. Okay. So we're going to attach this just like we attached our sign, other than we don't poke holes in it. Oh, there he is. Dropped him off on the floor. So you can take 26 gauge wire and a needle and it'll run right through stuffed animal. That's how I attach most of my stuffed animals. So where do you think we ought to put our little gingerbread guy here? Do not stab yourself if you do it this way. That needle does have a point on it. So where you want to put the little guy? He could even hang out here at the very top of the sign. He could hang over here with the ribbon. not putting him down by the bow. Where do you guys think we ought to put him? Put him up here. It's kind of too much gingerbread man. Top corner of the sign. Becky's always got an opinion. Go ahead and switch cameras, honey. Just straighten out our bow. Our tails are down here. Like I said, if you have trouble with these staying apart, just drop a little dot of glue. Keep on.
Said it looks good there too.
You guys like it? I think it's cute. I don't think I'll mess with it. I always say I won't mess with them, and then I always add stuff the day before I take pictures. But I think this one's pretty cute. There's no words or nothing, so it's kind of just, you know, plain but cute. Thanks, Becky. Thanks, Lynn. So this one was relatively short, but I think it gives a little bit different look. You know, Becky's the one that's bought 2 of these. It's a great way to use a grapevine and still be able to put deco mesh on it. Yeah, and it's just really different. So very festive, yeah. So like I said, if you are watching the replay, please put hashtag replay in the comments so I know that you were watching. You want some gingerbread signs? Cool. I think I have some other ones. I don't know if I've posted them in the site yet, but on Etsy, but I do have some other gingerbread. So Lynn, contact me and let me know if you're looking for a different size sign. This is an 8x8. We can also make 8x12s, 6x12s, and 8-inch round. So I think I do have an 8-inch round on my Etsy page. So if you're looking for a different size, let me know and we can make that for you. So again, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so, and you'll know when I go live or when I post anything new. And thanks, Lynn. Cool. So thanks, Lynn, for being a follower, and you've been with me the last, I think, 3 or 4 lives that I've done. So I appreciate that. And we'll see what we're going to make next. So good night, guys. Happy crafting. Did you kill it?